My boss, I beg your help, please, I tell you. I used to the day I rise with my father. SP12, my father, you know, they are SP10, my father. And me ever tell you, I link Sean Star, my father. I remember my G. And I tell you, I love music, and every minute I DJ a song to you. You say my bad. Every minute I DJ a song to you, say my bad. So tell you, I say, if I don't know, I say my tough. You see me? I suffer my boss, look there. And I market me asleep now. I'm tired of the market car. I push card for a living. I listen to all the inspiration then. Stay out of trouble. I not give no trouble my father. I not bust no gun. I not kill nobody. I not rob nobody. I can't me a push. I'm there in the market and she push card and text step on you, my father. When I push card, people walk like them out, walk on you like carpet, my father. I had a push card from 2 o'clock last night till this morning. I see them, my father. See that? $1,450, my father. This can't cook a pot, my father. This can't cook a pot. I'm willing to DJ up my throat, my father. You can cook a pot, my general. I beg your help, please and thanks. I can stop up to my bank for my back. I have them resting somewhere.
And the white floor.
Please, real boss, if you hear me, I seriously need your help.
Yeah.
And the money help me need, I just need a bus, my father. I need a bus, just put me a road and love me, my daddy. Me do the rest. Better than people, bear this, bear that, bear this, bear that, I'm telling that from jail, my father. So once you give me a fishing line, me alone go fishing. Just like when I there at Spanish Town, I'm tell you, say, I beg your money to start do a business. I did come back, my father come beg your leg, and I there high rise up. I made a press out and them transfer my father. I never beg you back more than I come buy a small water as graduate, as appreciation. I say, what you want? I say, I want small water. Under the room temperature, I buy it here, I can't forget. When you have food, there did a reason. Do my boss, remember the youth, Daniel and Denny no man, the Lions then. G6 my father. John no my father. And I did me away my boss. And I did me away in the street youth. I know my father that me I suffer, I know my daddy. Gaza I say to my father, remember me I beat both. When them say something bad about Gaza, you know. Both I rise everywhere, you know. No, I just tell you one time, told me did love the boss thing. As a boss say something bad, I don't like him and him fight naturally. Because them go and debate me and I go tell him say, I saw it go, I saw it go. And it caused conflict, but as I say, I don't get no trouble since I come from jail. I behave myself and I suffer like dog. Show me a behave. Look at my father, I don't even know where to go right now. I want a top push card. I'm going to make up my mind today, so I'm a top push card. I'm going to take up my things then, go out to the market and pack them up. And when I reach out there, so I don't know where to go. No, I don't know. No, when I come in my mind, I say, I can't take the bus for this up. No, I need the help, my father. Please, me, I beg you. Please, if you can't help me with the bus, my father, I beg you start for the business. I may try to do my thing. But I need help. I need nothing, my father, papa. I need family support. From jail, you see that to me, Jesus. I'm alone, I'm holy. You see me? I'm holy.
Welcome back to MyView TV, the people's platform, the home of undiluted news, reviews, updates, and your daily dose of entertainment. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, leave us a comment, like, share, and subscribe.
I don't bring nobody forward in your cheer for me. Everything what you see up my natural talent. Let me tell you something. You see, when you know what to please the audience with, it's simple, man.
Most visible transformation within the JCF is how we're pushing forward for technological transformation within the JCF and how we're leveraging social media platforms to reach persons in different areas, different walks of life within Jamaica. Our commissioner has put a mandate to enhance our social media views by 10% same for our subscription by the end of this year. And within the organization, as it relates to technological advancements, we're procuring 200 more body-worn cameras. We're connecting 125 stations within our data center. We're trying to ensure that our quality standards are being achieved through technology, through our ISO 9001 certification.
So you think that the public would first see the JCF's transformation in its communication and technology?
Yes, sir, definitely.
My second question is, recent polls have suggested that crime is probably the greatest concern of the citizen. But yet the statistics show that for the last 3 years, we have seen a direct trending downward in all major crimes, and for the last 2 years, a trending downward in murders. What accounts for the inconsistency between the perspective of the public and the statistics that we put out?
Thank you for having us, Mr. Prime Minister, and thank you for that question. Coming from somewhere that is highly viewed as one of those areas riddled with crime, I would say because, and it leads back to the answer that my colleague just gave, we Jamaicans are more open to give opinions. So we're seeing them having more access to information. So even though it may seem that to them everything is going out of control and there is more murders, more crime, and our stats is showing that we have a decline, I think because social media has idolized the gruesome images, the getting the information out there. They're seeing so much more of what is happening. Nowadays, when somebody dies, instead of hearing it through a telephone call or somebody sending a letter, they're now seeing it on social media even before the news brings it across. So because of them having more access to information all across Jamaica, it is as if, or it appears, that more is happening. But in truth, it's just that they're seeing or having access to more of what is going on around them.
So if I may interpret, sorry, you wanted to add to that point?
Thank you, sir, and well said, my colleague. And just to add to that, Sir Prime Minister, is one of the things that we're seeing now more than ever is the mass shootings and killings. So before, we'd see killing happening, for example, in Rockfort, where I'm from, you would see a 1 murder or 2 murder, but to have like a 5 or 6, when somebody sees that, it jumps out to them and says, but nothing is happening, crime is not going down, but really the statistics are showing that. But we are seeing more mass shootings. And I think that is where we have the little breakdown.
Thank you for having us, Prime Minister.
I was going to ask 6 questions. I don't want
Right,
to
right. On this topic, I think that even though we have murders trending down, the story needs to be told. And so we can have this information, cooped up or hidden. So we have to be constantly saying that the numbers are going down, these are the approaches that we're taking, and that will give citizens some more reassurance. I keep saying, if we have the success stories and we don't tell them, nobody will know. So we need to start pushing that these are happening, and so more rigorously. I will say that we are pushing, but it needs to be more rigorous.
And to add to that, we have been doing what needs to be done to do the sensitization to the public. So we have liaison officers like myself and Miss Allen who have been trained by the capable, more than capable CCN corporate communication network, and we are now able to give the stories out of the divisions, out of the areas, to the mainstream media, and for them to see what the JCF is doing. So because we won an award persons are now paying more attention to our platforms, and now we have more trained individuals in areas that can have them know and see the good things that the JCF has been doing, and also project and look forward to what we continue to do.
All very good answers, and if I may consolidate everything with my interpretation of the answers given. What you are saying is that we exist in an era where the average person has instantaneous access to information. But the information and access to data does not always translate into knowledge. It does not always translate into the correct interpretation. And it may influence wrong perceptions. So information without context is as dangerous as being ignorant. And in fact, information without context is very dangerous. And therefore, you are saying that the JCF, having recognized this, that you have stepped up your information operations, both in terms of your social media and in terms of your corporate communications. How do you put information to the public, and how do you enlist the public to receive this information and assist you in getting more information? In effect, how do we empower the citizen with information so that they can be effective supporters of the police? And I believe most Jamaicans would agree that your social media strategy and your corporate communications have improved dramatically. And indeed, I dare say that the communication skills of all your members would have improved significantly. When you face the press, I'm sure by virtue of the standard training you receive coming out of training school, and in all the courses, you have some amount of training as to how do you communicate information to the public, and that has helped dramatically in improving the confidence and improving the perception of the police force. But you have also pointed out that in the era of instantaneous information, it reinforces the perspective of instant gratification, meaning that, my perception is that murders are high, I want them corrected immediately. Because that is indeed the time in which we live. We live in a time of the expectation that technology and know-how and the availability of resources, plus comparison to other jurisdictions, we expect that this problem of murders and serious crimes which have existed in this country for over 50 years, that with the snap of a finger, the flip of a switch, we're going to change it. Not recognizing that it takes quite a bit of time to put in place all the systems which you may not see up front. In other words, when the public sees this new JCF, all decked out in these lovely uniforms, the public has no clue, no idea that it took at least 3 years of planning, designing these uniforms, finding suppliers, ensuring that you have the supply chain correct. That's just one simple thing. And then to implement it so that it reflects the dignity and authority of the force. That's just one small thing. That couldn't happen with the snap of a finger, but no, clearly, just seeing your uniforms is immediate transformation of the JCF. The establishment of your social media platform didn't happen overnight. That took almost a year or more to plan that out, to train the people to do it, to identify the people. The introduction of body cameras, to find the budget, to identify the right camera, to train people to use it. All of these take time. So the perception which exists versus the effort that is being made versus the time it takes for the effort to yield results, there is a lag. So the public is still caught up in the old perception of crime, not necessarily recognizing the effort that is being made and not necessarily internalizing the results that are being achieved, which goes back to your original point. We need to improve our communications to the public. It's very important because the public has to be on board. Because if the public's view is that nothing is changing, it becomes very demotivating for those who are making the effort. The senior leadership of the police force, I can imagine when you pick up the papers and you see how demotivating that can be when you know internally all the efforts that you're making. So you have to increase the communication. We have to keep saying the good things, because believe it or not, there are those who are vested in ensuring that the negative perception remains. It is in the interest of criminals for the country to believe that crime is going up. And indeed, I don't take it for granted that whenever we announce that there is a decrease, somebody gets it in their head that no, this can't be. And we have seen that actually make its way into court statements. It is the nature of things. And so the JCF being the force of good, which we are transforming the JCF to be, and put it in stark ways, when I was growing up, they used to call the JCF Babylon. Now, we are making every effort to ensure that the average man on the street sees the JCF as the force for good. And for me, that is reinforced every time Career Day comes around and we see the little children putting on their security force uniform and they say, I want to be a policewoman or I want to be a superintendent. Because that is very important for the society to see the JCF as persons that we want to emulate and we want our children to be. And so the JCF of today is not the JCF of 10 years ago. And the responsibility that is on your shoulders now, not just going out there and fighting bad man. It is about ensuring that the public has confidence and respect when you put that uniform on. It's very important that every day you internalize this, how you relate to the man on the street. That they mustn't fear to see you, they must be happy. Safety is at hand. Psychological is very important. And once you start to communicate, not just on your social media and not just by your corporate communication, but the communication that happens when you stop a taxi man and you say, boss, I know the challenges you face, but you see this and that is not going right, I have to ticket you. It's quite different from saying, come here, boy. And the communication that you need is the former. Being respectful, being understanding, but at the same time, being alert, because you can't tell who is who.
Thanks for watching. This was a MyView TV production. Remember to share, like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell, tell a friend for tell a friend, and remember, it never bring nobody forward for cheer for him. Walk good.